Okay, this one's a recap of the simulation argument, right? So for people, because we rushed this at the end of class. Um, so the simulation argument is a contemporary version of this kind of global skeptical worry that we saw in Plato's you know analogy of the cave, and in Descartes' first meditation, right, and a bunch of the things we've looked at. So the idea behind the simulation argument, again, just think about all these virtual worlds, right? We already build tons of virtual worlds, whether they're for entertainment purposes in, video games and MMOs or games like The Sims, uh, or we do this for research purposes, right? We build tons of virtual worlds and have been doing so for decades, right? Um, so that's the first part of the argument, right? Is humans already do this stuff. We just do it at a much lesser scale, right? And so imagine like a future civilization, not that much more advanced than we ourselves are, right? That would have more sophisticated computer powers, but still the same kinds of desires we already have. Surely the argument goes, somebody would want to build a virtual world, a virtual simulation that is indistinguishable for the people in that world from the external world that we think we inhabit today, right? So an advanced civilization would want to create worlds like that, and they would have the technology and the resources to do so. So there's our first part of our argument. Now, once we've got the desire to do it and the capacity to do it, then the argument goes, surely somebody is going to do that, right? So future people will very likely want to build perfect virtual simulations because they will probably be like us. And if we could, we absolutely would. Now, once a simulation like that exists, right, things change quite dramatically, right? Like think about a game like The Sims today, right? So you've got a virtual community, right, in like a game like The Sims. But it's not like there's just one copy of that. There's millions of copies of that, right? It's on probably most people who have had a computer in the past 20 years have had some version of The Sims on it. The argument just says the same thing, right? Once we have a perfect simulation, it's not like there's only going to be one copy of it. There will be millions upon millions of copies of it, right? People will have all sorts of, some of it'll just be people wanting to socialize, and so they'll want places to hang out. Others will want video games to play, and others will want to do, scientific or historical experiments. Once that's the case, right, then there's going to be at most one world that's external from the simulation, and then there'll be billions of simulated realities. And then the question is now you today, how likely is it that you're in a simulation and not in and not in world zero? Well, if there's like just probabilistically, if there's again millions upon millions of virtual worlds, it's much more likely that you're in a virtual world, not in like the actual physical world, right? That's in a nutshell the simulation argument. So then the thing people would be taking up is a kind of global skepticism, right? Is how do we know we right now are not in a virtual reality, right? How do we know that the world we actually inhabit is world zero, or like a physical world that is independent from virtual machines that are simulating it? That's the argument.